Have you ever wondered if the ailment that afflicts your body is nothing more than the distant echo of an invisible wound embedded in the depths of your being? If illness, that tangible and often relentless manifestation, is not in fact a coded language that your soul uses to cry out for attention, to beg for a reunion with its own immaculate essence? These are the questions that lead us to the threshold of ancestral knowledge that has remained veiled by time and guarded by oblivion, but that now, at this very moment, rises to be revealed, prepared to transcend the limitations imposed by conventional perception, to dissolve the mists that obscure the true nature of healing, and to delve into the mysteries of an inner alchemy that Paracelsus himself, the enigmatic physician and philosopher, dared to unravel and bequeath to those with eyes to see and ears to hear. Today we will embark on a journey to the very heart of the power inherent in the human spirit, a power that defies material logic and stands as the primordial architect of our health and well-being. Forget for a moment what you have been taught about illness as an external entity, a fortuitous invader, or a mechanical failure. Paracelsus, with the audacity of his genius and the depth of his vision, bequeathed us the understanding that the body is the mirror of the soul, a vibrant canvas where the vicissitudes of our inner world are painted with unmistakable strokes. Every symptom, every physical imbalance, is nothing more than the three-dimensional projection of a latent emotional or spiritual conflict, an invisible wound that, if not detected and healed at its ethereal source, will inexorably descend into matter to exact its tribute. This Forbidden's audiobook is more than a simple exposition of theories. It is a master key to a radically different perception of existence, a beacon in the darkness that will illuminate your path to authentic spiritual enlightenment. You will discover how true healing lies not in the mere suppression of symptoms, but in a deep spiritual fast, in the conscious purification of negative thoughts and emotions that poison the chalice of our vitality. We will explore the breath of the soul, that conscious breathing that becomes a living bridge between the physical plane and the purified soul, a cosmic rhythm that attunes us to the original source of life. We will see how water, that primordial element, can be consecrated to transmit healing vibrations, how the pact with the light, the alignment of our will with a higher divine purpose, transforms us into channels of a healing that transcends the human. Are you ready to hear the music of the soul, that inner symphony of sounds and vibrations that restores the harmony and natural frequency of our being? To immerse yourself in the healing silence, that abyss of stillness where tissues regenerate and primordial balance is restored? Here, in the depths of this Forbidden's knowledge, you will learn the art of inner journeying through creative visualization, to weave a protective cloak of invisible energy, and to invoke wordless prayer, that direct communication with the divine that springs from the purity of the heart. You will finally understand that restitution is the true miracle, not the acquisition of something new, but the vivid and powerful recollection of the original perfection we already are, the divine essence that defines us beyond all illness or limitation. Paracelsus whispers to us from the mists of time an uncomfortable truth for many, liberating for those who dare to embrace it. Healing without medicine, the art of healing the body through the soul. The healer, he reveals, is not the one who cures, but the one who becomes a mirror that reflects the patient's own divine nature, awakening within them the inexhaustible source of their own self-healing power. This is not a mere text. It is a rite of passage, an inner rediscovery, a conscious reconnection with the source of all life, with your own perfect essence. This path is for those who yearn beyond the visible, for those who perceive that there are deeper truths waiting to be revealed. If you feel the call of this ancient wisdom resonating within you, if you are ready to embark on this transformative journey, I invite you to take the first step. Like this audiobook to expand your light, share your reflections in the comments. To enrich our community of seekers, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the revelations that await. Together, we will unveil the forbidden secrets that can change your perception of life, health, and the universe forever. The veil is drawn back. The truth awaits. We have opened the door to a wisdom that defies common perception, one that Paracelsus, in his mystical audacity, bequeathed to us as a forgotten treasure. Now it is time to delve into one of its most enigmatic pillars, the mirror of the soul. Contemplate, if you dare, the fundamental revelation that your body is not merely a vessel of flesh and blood, but the most faithful of mirrors. Every physical ailment, every manifestation of illness, does not arise randomly like a whim of fate or a mechanical failure, but is a direct reflection, an unmistakable sign of a much deeper imbalance. It is the tangible projection of emotional and spiritual wounds that reside in the depths of your being, waiting to be acknowledged and healed. The body, in this sacred vision, becomes the canvas where the soul paints its joys, and more urgently, its unresolved afflictions. This mirror of the soul does not lie. When we observe a physical manifestation, we are seeing the echo of an internal conflict, a vibrational dissonance between what we are in essence and what we have become through. The layers of experience and forgetting. Ancient alchemy sought not only to transmute metals, but more importantly, to transform the spirit. It teaches us that every organ, every system of our body resonates with specific aspects of our psyche and our vital energy. A persistent pain in the back could whisper to us of unreleased emotional burdens. A heart condition of soul pains or the inability to fully give and receive love. It is a symbolic language, coded in the flesh, waiting to be deciphered by those who hold the key to introspection and the courage to look beyond the obvious. Paracelsus urged us to view illness not as an enemy to be fought, but as a messenger. This silent emissary brings us news of original perfection, that divine spark inherent in each of us that yearns to be restored. Illness is the cry of the soul that has forgotten its divine purpose, its connection to the inexhaustible source of vitality and harmony. True healing, therefore, lies not in suppressing the symptom, but in listening to the message, understanding the underlying wound that the body diligently reflects. By confronting these emotional and spiritual wounds, by recognizing them in the mirror of our own physical being, we begin the sacred process of restitution, of returning to our primordial state of health and balance, to the harmony that is our birthright. To embark on this investigative dynamic, we must adopt the stance of the mystic deciphering internal hieroglyphics. What story does your body tell us? What emotional patterns precede your ailments? Are there pent-up resentments, hidden fears, unmourned sadness that manifest as physical affliction? Hermetic texts and esoteric traditions from diverse cultures, from shamanism to Ayurvedic medicine, have always upheld this truth. The body speaks the language of emotions and the spirit. A gastric ulcer, for example, could reflect an inability to digest certain situations or emotions. Asthma, the difficulty in breathing life fully or expressing one's own truth. Each symptom is a clue, an invitation to self-inquiry, to unravel the energetic knot that has formed in the tapestry of your existence. Understanding that your body is a mirror of the soul is not a condemnation, but a profound liberation. It empowers you, placing you in the alchemist's seat of your own being, capable of transmuting illness into healing, shadow into light. But how do you cleanse a mirror stained by the vicissitudes of time and internal storms? How do you heal that which is so deeply rooted in the psyche? The answer is not found in pharmacies or under the scalpel, but in practices that activate the healing energy inherent in your very design. The path to restoring original perfection begins with attuning your internal vibration. And the first key to this attunement lies in mastering conscious breathing and purifying the inner temple spiritual fasting, an ancient practice that not only nourishes the body, but also illuminates the soul, opening the door to new revelations. Yes. My dear seekers of light, you have begun to discern the first keys to this ancient knowledge. Conscious breathing and spiritual fasting are not mere ascetic practices. They are tools of inner alchemy, portals to the soul healing that Paracelsus, the enigmatic physician from Basel, glimpsed centuries ago. He understood that true medicine lies not only in external substance, but in the subtle manipulation of vital forces and the restoration of the archeus, that innate spirit that governs life and health. The invisible wounds of the soul, those that are unseen but felt in the depths of one's being, manifest as an interruption in the flow of this vital energy. They are knots in the etheric tapestry, shadows that obscure the mirror of the soul, distorting its reflection in the body and mind. Healing them, then, is a dance with the breath of life, a purification that allows the healing energy to flow unhindered. Conscious breathing is much more than a gas exchange. It is the anchor that connects you to the present and beyond, to the universal pulse. It is the first and most accessible form of alchemy. Each inhalation brings in not only oxygen, but also prana, chi, the cosmic life force that the ancient Eastern masters called the substance of life. By breathing with intention, deeply and rhythmically, you begin to manipulate your own internal vibration and sound, raising the frequency of your being. This deliberate act dissolves the energetic densities, the emotional blockages that have petrified in your system, opening channels for self-healing. It is a wordless dialogue with your own spirit, a subtle purge that prepares the ground so that the seed of original perfection can germinate and flourish. Spiritual fasting, on the other hand, is an act of deep introspection and purification, not only of the physical body, but also of the astral and mental bodies. By depriving the body of its usual demands, an immense amount of energy normally used for digestion and metabolism is released. This energy, transmuted, ascends to higher planes of consciousness, sharpening perception and opening the door to inner revelations. It is a healing silence that allows one to hear the still wise voice of the soul, silencing the clamor of the ego and the distractions of the outside world. In this state of voluntary and conscious deprivation, the mirror of the soul is polished, and the layers of social and emotional conditioning are peeled away, revealing a more pristine truth closer to your divine purpose. Once the body and mind have been purified and attuned through these practices, the path to self-healing expands. Creative visualization techniques emerge as the next step in this sacred alchemy. Just as ancient magicians created ethereal forms with their intentions, you can shape your energy field, projecting images of health, wholeness, and light toward those areas of the soul or body that cry out for restoration. This is not a fantasy, but the application of universal laws of vibration and resonance. Complementarily, wordless prayer becomes a heightened form of connection. It is not a supplication, but a communion, a silent resonance with the source of all healing energy, creating an energetic shield around your being, fortifying the inner temple. These practices, then, are the foundations of the great alchemical work, the true medicine that Paracelsus and other ancient sages championed. They are the return to original perfection, to that state of grace and balance that is your divine inheritance. It is not about eliminating disease, but rather transcending it, transforming the vibration that sustains it, so that the body and mind can align with the divine purpose of the soul. But know that these are only the first strands of the vast tapestry. True mastery lies in understanding how these vibrations intertwine with cosmic cycles and internal constellations. Knowledge that is only revealed to those who dare to look beyond the visible veil. Are you ready to unravel the secrets of sound and vibration in healing? If vibration is the architect of our reality, the fasting of the spirit is its purifier. We have explored the resonance of the ether, but what happens to the ether tainted by turbulent thoughts and emotions? Paracelsus alluded to a profound abstinence, silencing the mind. The ancients knew that true fasting is the discipline of the soul, the conscious renunciation of that which contaminates the auric field, hindering healing energy. It is the crucial phase for the mirror of the soul to reflect the truth without distortion, the key to self-healing and the original perfection of divine purpose. This abstinence is not suppression, brothers of the path, but the alchemy of consciousness. It means observing negative thoughts and emotions, fear, anger, envy as visitors, without offering them a seat or identifying with them. It is a radical detachment from the ego's illusory projections. The mind is a garden. If you don't cultivate, flowers, thorns will grow. Spiritual fasting invites us to weed, to prune the dry branches of resentment and worry, so that the light of divine purpose can penetrate unhindered, essential for the healing of the soul. When you achieve this inner mastery, when the torrent of negativity diminishes, a purification occurs deeper than any ritual. The soul, freed from dense vibrations, resonates with its pristine frequency. It's like removing a veil, allowing the mirror of the soul to reflect the truth without distortion. This purification is the prelude to restitution, the return to the original perfection that Paracelsus envisioned. You are no longer a receptacle of shadows, but a beacon of your own light. Body and mind harmonize, revealing the unlimited potential of healing energy. Paracelsus did not conceive of illness as an external entity, but rather as an internal disharmony, an imbalance in the vital forces of the microcosm. True medicine lay in rectifying these disharmonies, and the purification of the spirit lay in the heart. Alchemical texts, under the symbolism of metals, describe the inner transformation of the adept. The fasting of the spirit is your personal crucible, where mental and emotional impurities are subjected to the fire of consciousness. It is the initial stage of the lesser work, the preparation of the soul for higher wisdom and cosmic energy, without which self-healing is futile. The achievement of this sacred fast elevates you to a plane of existence where conscious breathing and healing silence acquire unprecedented power. You become receptive to the subtleties of the universe, to the messages of the soul, and to cosmic energy. This purification is not an end, but a means to awaken latent faculties, sharpening inner perception. It is the gateway to a creative visualization that is not fantasy, but a projection of realities. But what mysteries await those who, having cleansed the mirror of the soul, dare to look beyond its reflection, toward the truths that the cosmos whispers in the great primordial silence? Breath, that seemingly trivial function that accompanies every moment of our existence, is in reality a sacred portal, the ethereal bridge that Paracelsus, in his most veiled fragments, identified as the primordial connection between the material, soma, and the divine spark of the soul. Conscious breathing is not merely the gaseous exchange of life, but the rhythmic pulse of the universe manifested in every being, a beat that, when understood and mastered, weaves body and mind into a single tapestry of consciousness. It is in this deliberate act that true alchemy lies, the beginning of a healing of the soul that, like a mighty river, irrigates with healing energy to every corner of our physical being. Once the mirror of the soul has been cleansed by spiritual fasting and heightened perception, breathing is transmuted into a master key. Each inhalation becomes a deliberate absorption of cosmic energy, a life-giving elixir that purifies and strengthens. Each exhalation, in turn, is a conscious release of emotional and mental densities, the inertia of the past that anchors us to darkness. This inner alchemy not only modulates our own vibration and sound, but aligns us with universal harmony. By quieting the mind through this sacred breath, we attune ourselves to healing silence, the space where the ineffable truths of the universe are revealed, allowing self-healing to emerge from the depths of our being. Consider breath not as simple air, but as the vehicle of ancestral prana, the universal life force that breathes life into every cell and every thought. The ancient sages, whose knowledge was veiled or forbidden for ages, understood that through conscious breathing you can direct this healing energy with the precision of an alchemist in his laboratory. Breath becomes a wordless prayer, a constant, and silent dialogue with the divine that elevates consciousness, purifying and attuning the body and mind to the original perfection of being, revealing the divine purpose inscribed in our essence. It is the most intimate communication with the great architect, a reverberation of the creative will. This mastery of breath is the foundation of self-healing, the restoration of the primordial balance that Paracelsus so emphasized as true medicine. By infusing each breath with intention, we create an energetic shield, a vibrational protection that repels discord and attracts harmony. It is not a mere technique, but a profound inner transformation where conscious will merges with breath to sculpt a new personal reality. It is the awakening of the soul's innate capacity to repair and renew body and mind, reminding us that we are the co-creators of our health and well-being, a vibrant reflection of the cosmic energy that sustains us. Thus, breath ceases to be automatic function and becomes the rhythm of your personal dance with the universe. Through conscious breathing, creative visualization is enhanced as energy is directed with surgical precision by a purified soul, projecting previously invisible realities. This living bridge not only unites body and mind, but also projects them toward a state of coherence with the cosmos, allowing for the uninterrupted flow of healing energy. But what happens when this sacred breath harmonizes with one's inner voice, when the vibration and sound emanating from our being become the sonic manifestation of the soul's truth, revealing the hidden power of words in the alchemy of healing? And if breath is the living bridge and speech is the sonorous manifestation of the soul, what can we say about that primordial element that stands as the universal receptacle, the liquid mirror of all vibration, and the ancestral memory of existence? I speak of water, that mysterious component that Paracelsus, in his lesser understood alchemical writings, considered a living being capable of absorbing, retaining, and transmitting the most subtle essences. It is not a mere inert substance. It is a canvas upon which the spirit's intention is embodied, a sacred vehicle for healing energy that, with the proper wisdom, can be directed toward restoring the original perfection of body and mind. This knowledge, veiled in parables and symbols for centuries, reveals to us that inner alchemy is not limited only to the transmutation of our being, but also of the elements that surround us, transforming them into extensions of our healing. We'll contemplate water, my apprentices, not as a static entity, but as a liquid crystal, a vibrational matrix that dances to the rhythm of every thought, every emotion, every cosmic whisper. Since the dawn of humanity, ancient cultures have recognized its power, using it in rituals of purification, blessing, and soul healing. The priests and shamans of old, imbued with intuitive knowledge, understood that through conscious breathing and creative visualization, combined with deep wordless prayer, they could infuse water with an energetic imprint, transforming it into what we call consecrated water. It is a process of co-creation with the universe, where cosmic energy is anchored in the liquid, imbuing it with a vibration and sound that resonate with the divine purpose of healing, activating the protective energetic shield of the being. This water, once imbued with pure intention, becomes a vibrational elixir that the body recognizes and assimilates, not only on a physical level, but also on an energetic level. By ingesting it, immersing oneself in it, or spraying it, we are introducing a harmonic frequency into our system that seeks to resonate with ourselves, correcting the dissonances and disturbances that manifest as illness. It is self-healing, at its most poetic, an act of love and faith in the soul's inherent capacity to regenerate. The ancient masters, Paracelsus among them, understood that the body is a liquid temple, and that by purifying and elevating the vibration of its most abundant component, the vibration of the entire organism is raised, promoting profound healing of body and mind, restoring lost harmony. But don't think that simple exposure to water is enough. The true alchemy lies in the awareness one grants it. Consecrated water is a mirror of the soul, a reflection of your purity of intention. Those who seek healing through it must prepare with spiritual fasting, with moments of healing silence, with deep introspection that purifies their own inner waters. Only then, with their soul attuned to the source of all life, can they infuse the water with the power necessary to work the miracle of restitution. It is a reminder that we are an integral part of the cosmic web, and that our power to heal lies not only in what we do, but in who we are, in the resonance of our own inner vibration and sound. Thus, water stands as a powerful catalyst on the path of self-healing, a bridge between spirit and matter, capable of bringing healing energy directly to every cell, every tissue, every thought. It is a palpable reminder that the universe provides us with subtle tools for our evolution, if only we learn to see beyond the surface and listen to the secrets that nature holds. But if water can be a vehicle for healing intention, what other tools, what other rituals did the sages bequeath to us to infuse the vibration of original perfection directly into the ether that surrounds us, creating a sanctuary of healing wherever we find ourselves? Now, the path leads us to the crossroads, where personal will merges with the unchanging current of a higher divine purpose. This is not a mere aspiration or a passing wish, but a pact with the light, a supreme alchemy with the human spirit. Recognizes itself as a fragment of the cosmos, destined to be a pure channel of healing. Paracelsus, in his veiled writings, whispered to us that the soul possesses an intrinsic force, a divine spark capable of reordering matter and thought. This alignment is not a passive act, but a conscious dedication, an unfolding of being that strips away the layers of illusion to reveal the original perfection that resides deep within us. It is in this act of surrender that self-healing transcends the individual to embrace a collective mission, transforming us into conduits of healing energy for the world around us, a shining mirror of the inexhaustible source of all life. Path to this pact is not without its challenges, as it demands the renunciation of the ego and the dissolution of the shadows that obfuscate our perception. For the soul to align with this divine purpose, it is imperative to begin a deep spiritual fast, not only from physical nourishment, but also from the thoughts and emotions that poison our inner temple. The healing silence then becomes a sanctuary, a sacred space where the vibration and sound of the soul can be heard, where the voice of the spirit rises above the clamor of the world. It is a process of rigorous introspection, of looking into the mirror of the soul without fear of what it reveals, purifying every fiber of our being. Only through this purification, this restoration to a state of original innocence, can we become worthy receptacles of the light, capable of manifesting a healing not only of the body and mind, but of the soul itself. When this alignment is achieved, personal will dissolves into cosmic will, and the individual ceases to be a mere entity and becomes a living portal of healing energy. Tools that once seemed like simple techniques now operate with renewed potency. Conscious breathing transforms into a ritual of divine prana infusion. Creative visualization is no longer a fantasy, but an act of co-creation with the universe. And wordless prayer rises as a vibrational chant that resonates with the very fabric of existence. It is as if every cell of the body and every thought of the mind were harmonized with a celestial symphony, radiating a vibration so pure that it naturally expels discord and disease. An energetic shield is erected around the being, not for defense, but by the simple power of its immaculate frequency, a bulwark of unbreakable light. This transformation, this alchemical metamorphosis of the being, is the true secret of healing the soul, the basis for the healing of body and mind. Paracelsus understood that illness is nothing more than a disharmony with our divine purpose, a deviation from our original perfection. The pact with the light is, therefore, a promise of return, a reaffirmation of our purest essence. It is not an easy path, as it requires courage to face one's own shadows and discipline to keep the flame of intention burning. However, each step in this direction is an act of restitution, a reintegration of what has been fragmented, a reminder that we are the architects of our own reality and the guardians of our own health. Inner alchemy reveals itself as the true medicine, transmuting suffering into wisdom, illness into strength. But what does it mean to be a channel of healing in everyday practice? How does this divine purpose manifest in the very fabric of our existence, beyond introspection and meditation? Once the soul has established this pact, once personal will has surrendered to the higher light, healing energy is not just a potentiality, but a palpable reality seeking to manifest. The real challenge, and the next stage in our journey of discovery, lies in how this energy, once activated and purified within us, can be consciously directed and amplified to impact not only our own well-being, but that of those around us, and indeed, that of the cosmic fabric itself. Are there methods handed down from the ancients for projecting this vibration of original perfection beyond our own being, weaving a blanket of healing over the world? And it is here that the veils are drawn back to reveal one of the truths, most closely guarded by the alchemists of the soul, the music of the soul, the primordial vibration that connects us with original perfection. In his enigmatic texts, Paracelsus alluded to a cosmic harmony that resonates in every being, an inherent frequency of health and balance that is often drowned out by the dissonances of the material world and the turbulence of the spirit. Are not speaking here of mere melodies, but of the arcane science of vibration and sound as master keys capable of restoring the natural frequency of the body and soul. Ancient temples and sacred caves were not just places of stillness, but resonating chambers where sound was used with conscious intention, an echo of the initial verbum that shaped creation. The essence of this soul healing through sound lies in the principle of sympathetic resonance, a truth that modern science is only beginning to grasp, but that was understood by our ancestors. When two objects vibrate at similar frequencies, the stronger or purer vibration can influence the weaker or dissonant one, bringing it to its own harmonic frequency. In the same way, the soul and body, when exposed to sounds and vibrations that resonate with their original state of perfection, begin a process of self-healing, transmuting stagnant energies and ailments into a return to their pristine state. This is a silent dialogue between the conscious and unconscious, where vibration becomes a universal language that bypasses the barriers of reason, penetrating to the deepest layers of our existence. But how is this sonic alchemy activated? It's not just about listening, but about participating. Conscious breathing, for example, is an internal orchestra, a rhythmic flow that generates its own sound and, when directed with intention, can harmonize the chakras and purify the energy channels. Our own voice, that divine tool bestowed upon us, possesses an immense capacity for restitution and restoration. Through chants, mantras, or even a wordless prayer charged with pure vibrational intention, we can generate a field of healing energy that spreads throughout our being, unraveling the knots of illness and restoring the memory of our original perfection. It is an echo of the music of the spheres, resonating within our microcosm. The conscious application of vibration and sound thus becomes a powerful tool for the body and mind. Archaic instruments such as Tibetan singing bowls, therapeutic tuning forks, and gongs used in rituals of healing silence are not mere artifacts, but extensions of the healer's will, capable of modulating brain waves and promoting states of deep relaxation and cellular regeneration. Creative visualization, when combined with the emission or reception of harmonic sounds, amplifies their power, creating an energy shield around the aura, a vibratory membrane that repels discordant, influences and protects the integrity of the being, reaffirming our divine purpose. It is the medicine of the soul expressing itself on the physical plane. Understanding the music of the soul is, in essence, recognizing that we are vibrational beings, part of a cosmic symphony. Illness and discomfort are mere dissonances, interruptions in the natural frequency. By attuning our being to these healing vibrations, we not only heal the body, but elevate consciousness, awakening to a state of harmony and wholeness that transcends the merely physical. This is a wisdom that urges us to be the conductors of our own inner orchestra, the composers of our own health. However, beyond melody and rhythm, there is another form of primordial communication that awaits us, a language of images and forms that manifests in the mind. How can we consciously direct these internal creations to shape our reality and heal with the power of imagination? We have traveled the intricate paths of Paracelsus's wisdom, revealing that true healing is an inner alchemy, a conscious return to our original perfection. Every conscious breath, every moment of healing silence, every vibration and sound we choose, every creative visualization is an act of soul restitution, a recognition of the immanent power that resides in our soul mirror. We have understood that the body and mind are sacred temples where the healing energy of the universe manifests, and that our self-healing is the highest testimony of our divine purpose. This is the forbidden secret, not because it must be hidden, but because few have the courage to look within and embrace the divinity of their own existence. If this journey through the hidden realms of knowledge has resonated deep within you, if the flame of spiritual enlightenment has been rekindled within your heart, what steps will you take now to fully embody these ancient truths in your life? We urge you to share this light, to extend the truth of this alchemy of being to those who still seek answers in the darkness, and to join our sisterhood of seekers by subscribing to this channel. Your participation strengthens the fabric of this community, allowing more souls to awaken to their inherent power and contribute to the cosmic symphony of healing. The path to wholeness is a continuous journey, and with each revelation, we come closer to the essence of who we truly are. The search for hidden truths never ceases. Stay tuned for our next gathering, where we will unveil an even deeper mystery. Silent prayer, the forgotten language of divine connection. A mystical portal awaits you to delve deeper into spiritual fasting, not only of the body, but also of the mind. An essential step to elevating your energetic shield and forging Enhan-Si, unbreakable bond with the inexhaustible source of your own divinity.